So in today's matchup, we have another fan-requested matchup, and that is King Ghidorah versus Godzilla 2019 and Shin Godzilla. Now this is definitely an interesting matchup for sure. I know we saw King Ghidorah versus Godzilla multiple times in the Godzilla King of the Monsters movie, and I know, just prefacing this, that I did do in the Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah Monster Madness Tournament Championship, I did say that Godzilla is really King Ghidorah's equal. That is what I quoted in that episode. And I guess I do want to say that I still think that's true to a point. I do think that King Ghidorah was still above Godzilla, and I had King Ghidorah still winning that fight. I know the fights in that movie kind of went in unorthodox ways, with different items happening to change the battle versus just having them line up and fight fair. But King Ghidorah comes into this battle standing at 500 feet tall, while Godzilla 2019 stands at 393 feet, and Shin Godzilla stands at 387 feet. They're both very close in height, and obviously we know the weapons for King Ghidorah is the gravity beams, the spiked tails, the ability of flight and regeneration, while the Godzilla's, their really only weapon is the atomic breath. Shin Godzilla does have the atomic breath in many different places, and I think something that we can finally note in this battle for the first time probably ever, King Ghidorah is the underdog. Going up against two Godzillas, I think it's pretty fair to say that King Ghidorah is finally the underdog. It's kind of crazy to say that, but if you're going up against two Godzillas, I just feel like he'd have to be the underdog in this matchup. We all know what these kaijus have done in their own movies, and I do think that for King Ghidorah to win this fight, since I've already said that King Ghidorah is the underdog, King Ghidorah would basically have to use all of the weapons in his arsenal to win this battle. Would have to use all the right abilities, use the ability to create the hurricane just to make it chaotic at first, and then flight would be very important. The ability of flight would have to be utilized to its best ability in this matchup to win. I think flight is King Ghidorah's best weapon, and that in combination with the other weapons, these spike tails, which we haven't really seen as much, I think is King Ghidorah's greatest weapon in this battle, because we know that Godzilla and Shin Godzilla have the numbers. There's two different kaijus, and I'd say I'd give the weapons to them as well, mainly because of how deadly Shin Godzilla's atomic breath is. We've seen that Godzilla 2019's atomic breath is able to push King Ghidorah back, but we really haven't been able to, it really didn't do any massive damage. But with Shin Godzilla, I really do feel that atomic breath, being able to come out of the tail, the back, and the mouth, even with it just coming out of his mouth, can be extremely deadly, and in my opinion could probably slice through King Ghidorah. If not slice through easily, I feel it could do much more damage than Godzilla 2019's could. Obviously size goes to King Ghidorah right off the bat, standing taller than these kaijus. The numbers goes to the Godzilla side. While King Ghidorah is still the underdog in this battle in my opinion, I do think that King Ghidorah has a major advantage with that wingspan, that it is very difficult to attack King Ghidorah from multiple angles. Because of that wide wingspan, it makes it hard to attack King Ghidorah from the side, and because of those spiked tails in the back, it makes it hard to attack him from the back. So I do think that is a major advantage for King Ghidorah, that it's kind of hard for two different kaijus, two different monsters to attack this kaiju at the same time. Because of that wide wingspan, it makes it very difficult, but they definitely do need, and King Ghidorah has that on his side for sure, and to actually win, King Ghidorah would have to separate these two, because if these two are firing their atomic breath at the same time, and that could seal the fight, in my opinion. But basically, the Godzillas, which is what you all are probably expecting, would need to fire their atomic breath. If they were both firing at the same time, Shin Godzilla's alone, in my opinion, could possibly be enough to do enough damage to kill King Ghidorah. But if they were both firing their atomic breath, I feel it would do enough damage to majorly stun King Ghidorah, or injure King Ghidorah enough to go in for the kill. And if you think about both of these kaijus taking bites out of King Ghidorah, and then firing the atomic breath alone, they'd easily be able to get enough damage off on King Ghidorah. So if King Ghidorah did want to win this battle, King Ghidorah would have to use the flight, use the deadly tails, even though we really haven't been able to see what they can do, separate these two, try to pick one up, fly away, or at least fly far enough away to battle them on their own, because it will be a difficult enough task to even battle one of them. Try to manage to get a kill on one of them somewhere else. Definitely don't go near water. Somehow try to manage to kill one. You'd have to deal with them one by one. There's just no way King Ghidorah, even with those three heads and being very deadly, there's just no way King Ghidorah could battle both of these at the same time. Obviously, there's three different heads shooting the gravity beams, but these two atomic breaths and these two Godzillas charging you would be such an unbelievable force, and you'd have to try to separate them. Maybe try to use the spike tails while flying, maybe that would be a chance, but the flight would be King Ghidorah's ultimate weapon, and King Ghidorah would have to use that to its best ability to win this fight. But I truly believe the Godzillas would win this fight. We already saw how close Godzilla 2019 was getting to killing King Ghidorah on land. In water, it was basically already done. And with these two Godzilla, I feel more than 99% of the time, I think these Godzilla 2019 and Shin Godzilla would bring home the win in this fight. But make sure you let me know down below who you think will win in this matchup. I'm still going through the discussion post of different matchups. There's a lot of great ideas, and I'm still going through to pick the next matchups from there. So make sure you let me know down below, and thanks for watching.